These rich olive tones just scream fall, and it's so, so pretty. I mean, look at the eyes. I use the Nomad by Juvia's eyeshadow palette. This was gifted to me by a client. I was doing her makeup and she gave me a little goodie bag, and it was so thoughtful of her. And it made me fall in love with Juvia's Place palettes again. So if you want to see how I did this look, just keep on watching. I just filmed my skincare prep video, so if you want to see that, that's up on my channel. I mean, you know, the skin's prepped, ready for some makeup, but I'm going ahead. I'm going to do my eyes first today. I'm going for a more dramatic look, and when I have more pigmented eyeshadows or more dramatic looks planned, I actually like to do my eyes first, so if I have a lot of fallout, it's not like a huge mess to clean up. But I'm using the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in Light Ivory to prep my eyelids, and this is a good like brightening shade for me when I don't have a tan. As of right now, I have a little bit of a tan, so I'm just going to use this on my eyelid, and I'm using a fluffy brush just to apply this on, and this is from Jessup. It's the MUL07 brush, and I'm just gently trying to be gentle and dab this all over my eyelid to prep it, and a little bit in the inner corner right here. I'm taking a tiny amount of loose setting powder. This is the Wet n Wild loose setting powder in translucent, and just set my eyelids and just a little in my brows. I just want my brow products to stick. And then I want to set enough where it's not too tacky where I'll get patchiness when I apply my eyeshadows, but not too set where my eyeshadows don't really stick and have a nice pop of color. But go ahead and do that. And this one I love. This one's just a good basic one. I'm going ahead and do my brows. I'm just using the Morphe Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Java. This is my go-to. I've just been using this for like a really long time. It's an affordable one, and it just works beautifully. It's like the perfect shade of charcoal for me, especially like even for me where I dye my hair blue-black. This still looks natural on me, so it's just really nice and affordable. I broke the spoolie on the end of the Morphe one, so just using another spoolie here just to get a little blend out and take out the excess powder from my brows. But I keep it pretty natural looking. I might darken it as I usually do with a lot of more dramatic eye look, but we'll see where this takes us. Super excited to use this palette today. This is the Nomad by Juvia's. Like Juvia's Place. This one actually was a gift from a client. I was doing her makeup, and she also is really into very colorful, vibrant makeup like I am. And she was so sweet. At the end of the appointment, she gave me a little goodie bag, and this was in there. And I love Juvia's Place. I only have one of their palettes, but I mean, this is so gorgeous, and I fell in love with like these olive tones, and I just really want like a nice dramatic eye look today. If you're watching this, thank you for this eyeshadow palette. I love it, and it actually inspired me to go buy more, but I'll get to that later. I'm going to use the Jessup MUL09 brush, just a nice big fluffy brush in this shade. I'll go ahead and start. I'll just put this in my crease. I don't know if it's going to be too deep or too light, but no, this is good. I'm going to take this all the way to my brow bone because it'll kind of prevent other like deeper shadows from sticking too much there. So kind of forming a little barrier here. With the same brush, I'm going to go ahead and dip into like this yellow shade. It looks like just a matte shade. With the same brush, and add some color into my crease. And I like to build up my color, so I'm not going in with a really heavy hand picking up the shadow. But this is, oh, it's so pretty. Especially with like fall, I mean, it's been fall in my head for a little bit, but I love these orangey, like brownie tones. Just looks very, very fall. Let's see how this look ends up. I hope it's very fall looking. I think I want to do like an olive smoke look with some shimmer. I'm going to use the Jessup MUL14 brush. It's like a nice shadow brush here. And I'm going to use, I think I would just want to use this shade and just pack it on my lid and just get a good bit of color here. Let's see. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, that's pretty, but I definitely want to do deeper. So I'm gonna actually go ahead and dip into this shade right here. I think I'll just stick to this one and put it all over my lid. Yeah, that's more like it. I'm gonna go ahead and use the MUL10 brush, which is like a smaller what's that, blending brush, and dip into that first olive shade. I'm gonna use this shade to blend these edges out. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's good. I like that. I'm gonna go in pretty heavy with this smokiness. Smokiness? Why did I say that? I'm gonna pack on more of that deeper green shade all over my lid. I'm gonna kind of extend it out just a little bit more for my eye shape and take it up a little bit. I'm gonna use that same like brush I used to pack it just to kind of build it up a little bit more towards my crease. But I love how this shadow is blending. I'm gonna go ahead and use that deeper green shade, tap off the excess, and smoke out my lower lash line as well. And I don't have any like makeup underneath my eyes yet, but it's okay because it'll make it easy to clean up any fallout I have. And I don't take my concealer up all the way up here anyways. So, I mean, I'll show in a moment how I do my under eye concealer when I do my eyes first. With that same like shadow brush, I'm gonna also dip it into like that like olive shade and blend these edges out on my lower lash line right here. And just really smoke it out. I just love the drama. I typically do like the same steps like as I like on both eyes. I just kind of went crazy with one eye. So I'm basically going to do the same here. Really, really pack on this deep shade and then work my way up. I feel like olive colors, especially with this olive undertone, people, it's just so gorgeous. I absolutely love it. And I'm really taking my time making sure everything looks balanced on my face. I don't want to look like one eye is a lot heavier than the other. Nice. Okay. It does look a little bit crazy. I promise with lashes it's going to look better. I'm going to actually use the smaller like blending brush. It's MUL10. And I want to dip into this orange shade just to get a little bit more warmth into my crease. Yeah, I'll pick it up on like one side of the brush and just kind of layer it on top like this. Ooh. Yeah, that makes it feel very, very full. I love that. I'm taking it out here because I want it to be pretty dramatic. Yeah, I like that. I know this is giving black eye, but I promise it's not like that. I'm gonna use, I think this shade Shimmer. It's with like a flat brush. This is Jessup MUL16. I know Juvia's Place shimmers are like beautiful. I'm gonna go in with like a lighter hand here. Ooh, yeah. I'm just gonna dab it in the middle. I want to keep the smoky drama. So I'm just going to do this just for my eyes to pop a little bit, but focusing this on the middle and blending those edges out. That's such a pretty shimmer. I kind of want to make this even more dramatic and darker, but let's see. I think after liner and lashes, I think that's when I should decide. Since I have a really, like a lot of smokiness going, I do want a little bit more sharper definition. So I'm going to use the By Terry Line Black Star Felt Tip Liner. I mean, it's more like a marker tip, honestly, but this is like my favorite just to do a nice wing. And then I will use the Maybelline Tattoo Studio to line my waterline and tightline my eyes. Anytime you do smoky eyes, it's really important you do your tightline as well. Otherwise, it's gonna stand out in like not the best way. Did the liner. I'm gonna go ahead and put some black mascara on my top and bottom lashes and stick on my lashes. I just like to show the look with and without lashes. So here's with and here's without. Very big difference. The glue is of course drying, but I love the drama. The lashes are on and they're drying, and I do want more drama on my eyelids. So we're gonna go back to the eyeshadow palette. I'm gonna use the Jessup MUL14 brush. It's just like the shadow brush here. And I'll go ahead, and I think I'll just use that deeper olive shade and just add more to my crease directly. I'm gonna lay it right in my crease like this. And I'm picking up a little bit at a time so I can just kind of blend it out as I go. And I also don't want to disturb my lashes, so I'm kind of angling my brush like this. I want more of that olive shade, so I'm going to use that same brush and use that like olive yellowish green shade and kind of blend that out. Yeah, I want to keep the depth pretty much in my crease. I just want that warmth here. I really like that. This would be perfect like mehendi makeup. Like mehendi, Gaya Holud. I feel like this is such a pretty look for that. I want a little bit more depth on like my outer crease, so I'm going to use that same brush and use this deep shade. I don't want to take it towards my inner corner, so I'm going to kind of go in with a light hand and just pack it on where like my wing is in the crease. Just kind of build that up here and get like the outer corner right here just to match the depth that I have going on my lid. I think that's all for the lids. No, JK, I want to use that flat brush just one more time, get a little bit more gold packed on the center of my eyelid, just for a little bit more impact. I was going for like a smoky eye, that didn't work out. I just love my like more halo classic eye looks like this. And I like that this gold isn't like too yellow. I don't like a lot of too yellowy golds. This is the perfect, like if I want it to be gold without it being like a champagne or like a yellow gold, this is just such a perfect gold shade. Now I am a good bit tanner right now, so I think I want to just use my more tanner foundation. This might be a mistake. Let's see. I do want to thin out the coverage. I do have like some acne scarring here, but I do want to thin it out, and I typically use my polyglutamic acid to thin my foundations out and get like a more natural finish. But I think today I want to use this other one to see how this one works. But I'm using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation in Golden Beige, and then the L'Oreal Collagen Moisture Bounce Serum. I love mixing in serums, but I haven't tried this one yet with a foundation. So got a good bit right there. And I'm gonna mix this in. It's not mixing in the best, but I mean, it's working. We'll just see. I think it'll be easier to mix with a brush because this did not mix that well. I can kind of feel it not combining. It's okay. I kind of spread this to kind of mix it like this. But honestly, I think this is okay with the level of tan I'm going for. I feel like my tan is just really uneven, but I'm going to use the e.l.f. stain and tint brush to kind of take the excess, rub it in here, and just get to spraying this all over my face. I'm going to kind of buff this in so it kind of mixes in. Honestly, those two did not really mix well together. Yeah, it just kind of looks like I have two products just not mixing in here. So I'm going to just kind of try to buff this over. Yeah. I mean, it was worth a try, honestly, but now I know. Now I'm just taking the foundation alone here and just kind of hitting at the spots where it's looking patchy or where I want a little bit more coverage. So pretty much around my cheeks and my jaw. I'm not really focusing much on my under eyes because I am going to use concealer there. I don't need to put too much product over there, but I'm hitting up the spaces where I just need a little bit of tan, like in between my brows and around it. Now I'll go ahead and do some cream bronzer. This is the Revolution Cream Bronzer in medium. I just love how deep this is. And it's just for more dramatic makeup looks. I just love this one, and then blending out with the light one. But I mean, I don't think I need to use a light one, but I'm gonna kind of blend this into like the corner of my eye right here, just to kind of make this look a little bit more cohesive. Like I typically, when I do my base first, I bring it all the way in here anyways, and it kind of just contours my eyes to the rest of my face. I'm gonna use the edge of this, and I'm still using the stain and tint brush, just using the edge right here, just to get a soft bit of contour. Now this one I can kind of double up as a contour and bronzer because it's nice and like a more cooler toned. I really do like this one. And it's a really affordable one. Like, I always catch this on sale. Just keep an eye out on Amazon, and you can sometimes find this for just $4. And if not, it's $8, which is a pretty great price anyways. And then bronze up the bottom of my face as well. Have more of whatever's left on my brush, but I go in really heavy with my contours and bronzers these days. I'm using the e.l.f. Camo Concealer in the shade, what is this? Light Sand. This one is a much more orange toned concealer, so it works perfectly for my under eyes because I have just straight up a whole bunch of veins. And this one does a pretty decent job covering it. It's not my favorite concealer, honestly. It can be a little hard to work with. I feel like this is the only way I can get it to work. Like, you know, putting it on the back of my hand and using a fluffy brush. I feel like when I apply it straight to my face, it just lifts up everything underneath. So give me a couple good drugstore concealers to try, because that's initially where I tried it. I've been looking for like a good drugstore concealer. I mean, it works. It's just not, like, my favorite is Hourglass. So if that helps with any recommendations, let me know. The Hourglass Vanish Concealer is just like my holy grail. I love that stuff. I mean, you don't need much of it. I hydrate my under eyes pretty well. Don't really get creasing with it. It sets beautifully. I prefer something matte, so I'll let you guys tell me. I like the L'Oreal Infallible one, but I feel like, I don't know, there should be better out there, you know? I feel like with the advancements drugstore has made, like, over the last couple of years, I feel like there should be more fabulous ones. But I mean, see, this is an easy way to apply under my eyes and not mess with my eyeshadow. Just go in with a really light hand and build it up, and it looks great. I'm going to use the Morphe like Cheek Thrills Face Trio in the shade After Party. I love this one. This one is kind of like a shade dupe to Patrick Ta She's Seductive. I love She's Seductive. That is like one of my most used in general. And this is just beautiful. And honestly, I'm really liking how the base is looking as is. I don't even think I want to use any powders. What do you think? It's like mostly matte with a little bit of glow. Okay, I'm gonna just set like around my under eyes so I don't crease. But that's gonna be it. I think I just want to keep it like this because this looks really good. But I do want to show a product I recently tried. It's in my like last video where I'm trying a whole bunch of products out from TikTok. But this is from the brand Carcelon. There's an accent mark over the L. I don't know what that means. You guys can tell me. But it says it's a Black Magnet Soft Focus. And I have the shade, it's not even on this, it's on the box. I'll put it in the description because I don't have the box like right here with me. I just dropped the puff. But in my last video, I used a fluffy brush with this, but this is the Jessup MUL06 brush, and I absolutely loved how this looked underneath my eyes. So you guys can kind of see, I'm gonna go in with a light amount and just tap it under my eyes. And you know, I mean, most powders that mattify is going to give like a filter-like finish, but look, I should have gone closer here. When I do the other half of my face, I will move up closer to the camera so you guys can see what this looks like, but okay, here we go. I'm already on 2x zoom on my camera. Let me just make sure I'm in frame. Get here. So here's my under eyes, and I'm just dabbing this on. It's just so finely milled. It just sits so beautifully. Is this showing? Sorry if that was horrible. I did not look at my viewfinder at all. I was just looking in the mirror. This does have a little bit of kickback. That's the only thing to note here, but honestly, this is the second time I'm trying it and I love it. It's so pretty. Yeah, so now I can kind of set exactly where I want, because the rest of my face looks pretty matte. I don't think I want to set the rest of my face. Yeah, I love how this looks. And you know, I was really skeptical when I tried it, because anything that I keep seeing pushed on TikTok over and over again, I'm very, very skeptical of. So, I mean, I like how this looks. After doing like your under eye, especially for your base, now's a good time to kind of check up on here and just kind of blend out anything. Like if you got concealer underneath, now's the time just to kind of fix everything, even everything out. I'm just taking kind of like whatever's excess on my brush here. Just blending everything out, making sure everything looks even, and I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to use the Morphe lip pencil in the shade Spiffy. I love Morphe lip pencils, like the shades they have for their browns, gorgeous. And this one's a nice like neutral lip. It's like my lip shade, honestly. I have a like deeper outer lip line, but it kind of can get patchy. This will just even everything out, and I'll slightly overline my top lip, more on the sides here. But I like to keep my Cupid's bow defined. I think I want a little bit of sparkle with my lips, but I don't want to necessarily put on a gloss. But I have the L'Oreal Color Riche lipstick in 799 Caramel Latte. This honestly I like to use as a topper, but kind of, yeah, I'll just kind of focus this on the center of my lips. I like that. But I do think this lightened up the entire lip combo a little too much, so I'm going to use, let's use the shade Bite Me from Morphe, and I'll just kind of trace the outer edges just to bring a little bit more drama back, like this. Oh yeah. Ooh. I had to overline a little bit more just because this color, I just don't want to take away the depth, so I had to kind of trace the outside. But I mean, that's a really pretty lip combo. I'd say that's all for this look. I love the drama. It feels very fall without being like reds and oranges. This is just like, you know, you got like the nice earthy tones, and it's just so pretty. And then like the cooler tone lips just screams colder weather, and I love it. Juvia's Place eyeshadow palettes are just like amazing. Like I mean, I would consider them like mid-range brand. It's not like the most affordable, it's not really expensive either. And if you go to their website, sign up for their emails, you can get like, you know, discount codes, things like that. Like I mean, I knew I love Juvia's Place. I have the chocolate shop coffee shop eyeshadow palette, and I love it. And so when I was gifted this from my client, I knew I was gonna love it, especially the color story. This is just so gorgeous, and you know, I obviously love it. And I just signed up for their emails, and I got 50% off some of the palettes I had my eyes on. So I went ahead and bought 3 different eyeshadow palettes, so like look out for a haul soon. I'm really excited. They're very colorful and very vibrant, and I'm so excited to try them out. But Juvia's Place is just a stunner when it comes to these. I have tried some of their cream blushes, their bronzers. They're all fabulous products, very pigmented, very like the shade ranges for their products as well. Chef's kiss, beautiful. But if you enjoyed this makeup tutorial, let me know if you want to see more looks from specific Juvia's Place palettes. I'm very interested in trying out a lot more of their eyeshadow products or eyeshadow palettes. So you guys let me know if you have any and just need some inspiration, because I'd absolutely love to do that. And let me know if you want to see more like of these more dramatic fall vibes looks, because I mean, I have done a lot of like mocha, like latte, like 90s type of brown looks, and I do want to incorporate colors like these because I just think they look so pretty on olive skin tones, like especially like mine. I just love the drama. I'm here for like full glam makeup daily, so I mean, and I've kind of gotten back into like the rhythm of things, so you guys can let me know if you want to see that. But if you enjoyed my content, you can consider subscribing and give this video a thumbs up. And you can also leave me a comment, share your thoughts, give me some recommendations, anything, inspiration, whatever you want. But you can also follow me on my social media if you'd like to see my face more. I do post more makeup, skincare, a little bit of hair, a little bit of life there. So that's all there. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you again soon.